I saw him moving the pads and skipped in there. You showed yourself, Bubba. I don't know what this is. If this is a largemouth, this is huge. Oh my God. All right, new personal best, 8 pound, 2 ounce, 24 inches. Thank you, Texas. Thank you, Alex, for bringing me to this section of river, man. It's fantastic. Done a little bit of reviving and she's ready. She is going. Yes. Yes. Hey folks, here with my buddy Dustin Nichols.
What's going on, man?
We're gonna do a little float trip on the San Marcos River. We're here. I stopped by TG Canoe and Kayak and show off the trailer. And how far away are you from home?
About an hour and 45 minutes, so I decided to drive up, meet Jeff, and get on the water for a little while.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Well, I've never caught a river bass in the state of Texas. I just bought my fishing license, and we're gonna go see what we can get.
A shot at some of the Guadalupe hybrids, and then there's some really nice panfish in there, red breast sunfish, and everything in there too. So
cool. This will be fun. So we're running up to the top. I think that we're gonna get a shuttle when we're done for the day. But Dustin apparently just needed to borrow a kayak. He's got a shoalie in the back of his setup right there. So let's walk down here and take a look. It doesn't look like anything I couldn't just cart down with the landing gear. We'll take a look at this river here in just a minute. It's got some flow. How's that water feel on your legs?
awesome.
Yeah?
About 70 degrees.
A little bit of stain on it.
Yeah, it's got a little stain to it.
So we've had rain?
Yeah, this morning it got about 1.25 inches.
Okay. Good deal. So we're gonna float from here down to something.
Skulls Landing Bridge or something like that. Okay. I don't know exactly the name of it. Maybe I'll look at it and tell you later.
All right. You know how far we're going? What a takeout looks like?
Yes.
So that we're not just calling Alex and whoever and say, we don't know where we are.
No, we got to go under a high bridge and then we'll take out at a low bridge after a little S-turn. Instead of little rocks and rapids.
Sounds rock solid and very definite.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So from the sounds of it, we got some company down here.
We got some tubers.
Yeah. Should make for an interesting float.
Should be interesting because I'm sure they're probably a 6-pack deep.
If not more.
Yeah.
Here we go. It's for sure been up higher. Crazy how different this handles without the motor. Yeah, I am without the motor, which is, I learned some things about this boat. So starting off with the stain in the water, gold spinnerbait I think makes sense. Give them a little bit of flash. Cast in between the tubers. What's happening?
No, you still a little bitty kayak.
Yeah, Dustin's saying he's not used to a boat that spins so readily. Okay, I'm going to put this camera down. It looks like we got a little bit of a rock garden to go through already. Well, look at these tubers bouncing through there first. Oh, looks like fun.
Lift your ass up.
Alright, I got my thigh straps on here. With that, I got my thigh straps on to kind of brace into this thing.
Yeah. The left is the right, right?
I don't know, I'm gonna just pick one and do it.
Right.
You think the right?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. A little bit right here.
Interesting sort of little rapid there. I'll throw a black Senko for a bit. Nothing on the spinnerbait. Let's finesse them. Nothing on the Senko. We switch to the finesse jig. Let's see what that gets done. It's the black one with the baby goat. You want a 3/8?
3/8 is fine, yeah.
Black.
Black one? Yeah, I'll take the black one. You got a trailer on it?
I'll give you the little goat. Here, pull me this way.
Yeah. There we go.
What kind of trailer you want on it?
Zaco, you got one?
Don't have Zacos.
Or streaks, or something. Watch out, they're behind you right there.
Yep. I'll move forward.
I'm coming over. Y'all are good.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, we missed a couple. There's two. They'll get better later when everybody goes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure after all that rain and it's stirring up all that dirt too.
It's stirred up a little bit.
I bet if y'all gave it a week, they'd be going crazy.
Giving the gold jackhammer a go. Here at the end of this pool. Oh, there's one that just grabbed the tail. Little guy. Oh, I got a stickfish.
I'm surprised they even got 2 bites already.
I still stand by, these fish are desensitized to all of this
used to it.
commotion. What are you throwing?
A Raid Osakana glide.
Okay. Glide bait?
Yeah, a little soft plastic glide bait.
Nice. Oh, I snagged on a big old, I think he called it an elephant ear. And this is where I miss the motor. No, this is bad. Ooh, I got river treasure. Hello. Got out of the river. off of the elephant ear. Yeah, that wasn't coming off there any other way. Well, when I came across from San Diego, everything was dry, no green, and like maybe 2 hours west of here, I started seeing everything green, that Gulf moisture.
Yep.
Quite my size. And they're always left. You never find a right one. Yeah.
Oh, nice, dude.
He was asking earlier. There you go, bud.
Big one.
Got one. That's a small one.
Let me see him.
Catch it.
Is it a largie or?
Largie. Yeah, it's largemouth.
Is that a wide mouth?
Largemouth. Yeah.
Large mouth? Back it in. That's nice.
What do you hit?
Chatterbait. Jackhammer. Moving bait. Slant choked it, dude.
Yeah, I mean it's a sculling draw.
Yes, go.
You don't have to pull
Right.
the blade out.
Okay.
And it'll get you out of trouble. We're getting ready to drop down this little rapid. There's an outside bend on the right. It looks like it pushes you right up against some trees. I was just teaching Dustin the sculling draw. You good to go?
Yeah.
All right. Got one on a Senko. Yeah, I got one on a black Senko. No, I think it looks like a largie. Yay, caught my first Texas river bass. And it's little dink largie. See you, guy. Black Senko works anywhere. Do you use Senkos? Do you use Senkos like the original?
Yeah. I get the young ones, or I get the Bass Pro Shop ones. You can get a bag of 30 for like $8.99 or something.
Yeah,
They got a couple decent colors. Yeah, and Mardi Gras one I really like.
yeah. This is one of the few baits that I throw that is not Z-Man,
Yeah.
and that I will pay for
Yeah.
the original.
I like the fat Senkos, like for weightless. If you're gonna skip, I like to skip that one.
All right, Dustin's catching all the good ones on the black jackhammer with the. I actually ended up with the palmetto bugs as a trailer, and I ain't too proud to switch to what's working. You see what I'm throwing on, right?
Is that a black blue?
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the palmetto bugs.
Palmetto bug. Well, there's some broken pad stems all along this bank.
Yeah.
I noticed them, but just be kind of pulling it through.
Oh, hi,
what's
Cal.
up, buddy?
I got one.
Did you throw it back?
I did.
What is it? Like a pike and trout? What is
It's a bass. A little largemouth bass.
it? We're not from here.
No, I'm not either. I'm from Maryland.
Maryland?
Yeah.
We're from New Jersey.
Yeah. I fished Manasquan River and Raritan Bay and
Isn't that dirty water though?
nope. Manasquan's pretty clean.
Well, I hope you catch a big fish.
Thanks. Enjoy. Got a little, what is that? Is that a Guadalupe? Got some weird markings that I don't recognize on the Finesse jig. Unfamiliar pattern to me, so maybe a guad. It's a pretty fish though. See you guys. Is it? So I got a little guad.
You did get one?
Yeah, up there. I don't know, like that.
12, 13? Yeah, up there at the rapids, right?
Yeah.
That's where I would catch him with that little wake bait.
You hit the Finesse jig.
Yeah, G.
Yeah. What are you popping?
A frog?
Yeah.
Oh, that's like a 6-pounder, dude.
I saw it. That was a lot of fish.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
That was bigger than 6, probably. It's big.
It was big.
It was big, Jeff. That's
Oh
a
my
big
gosh.
fish. I got it on camera. I was filming.
On the frog?
Yeah, frog.
Huh.
I knew there was one up here. I thought I had a good hook. I thought I had a good hook here. Got it on the grass.
In here where he just lost a really big one. I'm playing cleanup with the Senko, and that was not the fish that you had. The fish that you had could have eaten this one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, you should have seen the one I just lost.
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, yeah.
I saw it. Let me see that,
She
baby.
was big. She a big girl. That's a good one,
Look
Jeff.
at, oh, that's nice.
Yep. Thank y'all. Yes, sir.
See you guys.
He's over there schooling you, Jaylee. You better show him up.
Yeah, the end of the biggest one.
You ready to drop down?
Yeah, yeah. Almost 7 o'clock.
Little guy. Chunky little, I don't know what you are. Is that a Guadalupe? It's pretty wild looking. Get the sun on them. You can see what that pattern looks like. It's a pretty fish. Dustin, look at this. Tell me if it's a guad.
Oh, you got another one?
Yeah, a little. It's pretty.
Yep, that's a guad hybrid or full-blooded guad. Yep, that's one.
Right.
Yep, it's got that little tiger
The other
stripe
one.
pattern.
The other one. Oh shoot.
Dang it. Sorry. Oh, he's still on there. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't unhook him. I was
Yeah.
trying to unhook him, and he's
Little
like,
fat. They're a little fat. They're little chunky things, man.
yeah, for sure.
Remind you like a little Alabama spot, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one right there.
Yay! You gave me that shirt like years ago that had him on there,
Yes, yes.
and it's taken this long for me to get one. So
Of course, Jeff got one. That's
nice. See you, guy.
awesome. Sweet.
They're smallmouth like.
Yeah, they fight.
That's cool.
Yep, that's super cool.
That's the tube takeout.
Wait, Jay, you can read. that, or?
No, there's like very little water in there.
The water's shallow.
Alright, I got an onion sack here. I guess they hand them out here. I've been in other parts of the country where they hand out the onion sack. That one got away from somebody. Lots of pads. Different kinds of pads. I can't really put my finger on it, but like this section of river here seems much more peaceful and serene.
Yeah.
I don't know what the difference is.
I don't know. I can't tell either.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. I'm enjoying it though.
Yeah. It's definitely more peaceful through here.
So much spin. It's good that I'm getting seat time in this without the motor. So for sure we're gonna put some skegs into those foam blocks on the bottom. It's very much needed to kill the spin. Oh, God. Well, that happened fast in those pads. Oh, yeah. Got the goat, the billy goat, jammed that one. It's a good one, man.
Yeah, that's a good one right there.
Surprised me.
On the goat.
He fought the billy goat.
Here we go.
Yay. Nice Texas river largemouth. Beautiful. It smells a little funny though. Yeah, it smells a little funny. Yeah, I'm gonna wet the board for you, Largie. He's 19.
19?
Yep.
That's a good one in here.
Is it?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. 19 incher. So Dustin, this is the trick.
Yeah.
Is you have to cast like where you can't even see it.
You can't see it.
Yeah.
It's behind your back.
If
and
you
get
can't
slammed.
see it and you're casting that way,
Yeah.
you're not going to pull it out of their mouth.
Yeah.
You're just
listening for that blow up.
yeah. Well, or just waiting to feel something.
Feel something tug.
Yeah. Or maybe it's just that my boat's really spinny. You know, I keep saying it's a totally different boat with a motor on it.
Yeah.
And I think I'm just so used to and programmed to the motor being back there, even when it's not on, it creates some drag, and it always, you move towards a spot and it's always going to pivot on the motor.
Pivot on motor.
Yep.
Exactly.
So if you're moving in a direction, there's water resistance on that thing, and you're pointing at where you've been going the whole time. Whereas without it, it's like it's the opposite.
Yeah.
Because your weight, most of your weight is towards the back of this boat. So you think we got some more bouncing rapids and stuff?
I think we got one more set.
Okay. I saw him moving the pads and skipped in there. You showed yourself, Bubba. You said, I'm over here, Jeff. Put the billy goat in front of my face. I'll take care of the rest. He's a chum.
Yeah, he's a chum.
And look at where we're at, man.
Yep, end of the pool.
Right at the end of the pools.
Yep.
Always have higher value. Nice chunker. All right, we're getting sucked down in here, aren't we?
Yeah, we're getting close to takeout too.
Who do you think he is? He's fat.
18-ish.
Yeah, he is.
18, 17, 3/4.
Damn. You're good. 17 3/4.
Nice one, Jeff.
Yeah. Got a good eyeball for that. If I'm pointing at something, I'm going to point to where you should go.
Okay.
I will not point at things that you need to avoid.
Okay.
I point at where you need to put yourself. All right. He tried to follow my path. I was trying to point to him to go straight. Looks like he saved himself. Good instincts. You got to the upstream side. All right, that was a fun trip, and now Alex is here to
How you doing?
pick us up and do the shuttle. So, very cool section of river you got here, man.
Oh, thank you.
So,
Yeah, we like to San Marcos a lot, spring-fed river. Obviously, we had a lot of rain, over 7 inches this past week, so it was a bit muddy for you guys, but we're blessed to have this river here, always have water.
I liked the mud.
Okay.
Like, this to me still is on the edge of green, and it must be really clear when.
Yeah, you can see straight through all the rocks, you'll see everything. It's crystal clear water, you know, just 7 miles upstream, it's Edwards Aquifer, it's our spring drinking water.
Okay.
And so as it comes down, it gets a little bit murkier, but obviously with all the rain this week, it turns into this from the runoff. But if you come back in a week, you'll be able to see every pebble in here.
Give me a quick history of the business, the family business.
Mother and dad's came down. They traveled all over after my dad grew up north in the military and stuff, and he wanted warmer climate. Didn't want to deal with the snow anymore coming down from Iowa, so he found his way down to Texas and started doing some guiding and stuff for Big Bend in the early 80s and stuff like that.
Yep.
Wasn't liking some of the other jobs he was working with, and so went to the gentleman and said, who he's guiding for, and said, I'd like to buy a couple boats. He said, how many? He bought all of them off him and started rental business in 1986 at that point. And then obviously when you do rentals, it morphs into sales, and here we are, well, going on to year 37, still doing what we do. So,
Awesome. I'm really pleased to see the handoff to the
Okay.
next generation.
Yeah.
It doesn't always happen, so I'm glad in this case that this community of San Marcos has that next generation carrying it forward.
Yeah, so it's come full circle. Here we are, and we'll continue to rock on doing it.
Cool. You gonna be able to fish with me tomorrow?
I am, yes.
Awesome.
Hey folks, I'm starting my day here in San Marcos, Texas at TG Canoe and Kayak, and they're actually closed today. I slept here up in the rooftop tent, but they're closed today, which is actually good timing because that means that I can get on the water with Alex and Justin. Now, last night, yesterday afternoon, late afternoon into the evening bite, Dustin Nichols and I did a short 3-mile float right here, and caught some nice fish, but both Dustin and I got schooled by at least one big fish. He had one on a frog that just opened my eyes to the fact that I needed to bring bigger guns. So I've swapped out. I'm actually gonna be bringing a heavy power bait caster. It's a Eternity RX10, Rain Shadow Eternity RX10. Actually had this one custom built for fishing 1-ounce jigs, but I think it'll be a good frog rod. And then this other one's just a medium heavy spinning rod with a 5,000 size Daiwa Surtate with heavier braid. So a couple different things I'll do with those today, now that I understand that this small river in Texas has very big bass.
Say good morning, Justin.
Good morning.
So how many different floats do you think we are possible on the San Marcos here? Maybe I should just ask, how many river miles have you been on this river?
The San Marcos is 90 miles long. It runs into the Guadalupe, and then that takes it all the way to Seadrift, basically the Gulf of Mexico.
Okay.
So our race that we have here every year is the Texas Water Safari, and that does the whole 260 miles, and that actually just happened last week.
Oh, wow.
So that's the length of the waterway and how it gets all the way down to the coast, combining those two rivers.
And where are we in that continuum of just the San Marcos?
We are going to be about mile 10 to 17 today.
From where?
Of the headwater portion.
Okay, so 10 miles from where it dumps into...
10 miles from the beginning.
Okay.
Or it springs out of the ground.
Oh, wow. So we're way up.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
We're at the upper portion of it, and then it keeps just going down further towards the coast.
Great.
But yeah, we'll take out at mile 17.
Okay. 7 miler.
Yeah, it should be between 5 and 7, depending on where we want to take out exactly today.
Great.
We're at the launch here, and Alex and Evelyn are going to run the shuttle. And Justin and I'll put in, kind of wait for Alex to come back. It's a concrete kind of set of stairs, and it's a fast drop right there. So somehow yesterday I lost my leader material, so I don't know how that whole spool got away from me. It's interesting. I'll have to pick up some more leader. I think I got one spool in the truck somewhere. But if I need to, I will pull some of the 20-pound fluoro that's on that one bait caster that's all fluoro. Paddled up from the launch a little bit. This is sort of the end of the pool, which was significant yesterday. Start with the Senko. What do we got here? It's like a little largie. Yep, a little largie eating a black Senko. So how long you worked at the shop?
6-7 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
What changes in fishing kayaks and kayak rigging have you seen in that period of time? Maybe just talk on the rigging.
There's been a huge push to motorize.
Yeah.
And then in reaction to that, you've seen manufacturers start to make kayaks that are motor ready, motor specific, taking all those things into consideration now.
Right.
And you know what customers used to frown at as far as price is concerned, like no one even blinks a $4,000 motor build anymore.
Right.
It's changed, you know.
Yep.
So yeah, it's evolving.
Looks like Alex is caught up with us. How long that shuttle take?
Not too bad, about 20-25 minutes.
Yeah, nice. So the turtles here are probably the most docile, like not that willing to flop in the water as you approach. I got two on this log up here. They might jump, they may not. Yeah, that one goes in. But so many of them are like, yeah, it took me half hour to get up here. I don't think I'm gonna leave. You're not gonna make me. Yeah, that one stayed. So Alex, what do we have in terms of the longer, deeper pools on this float? I mean, are there...
We'll have a mixture probably in total 2.5 to 3 miles of pool, and then about 2.5 miles of moving water.
So half and half. I'm just wondering where those longer, deeper pools are, because it seems like those were the features where we caught our better fish yesterday, because I think smaller flows like this, you got to look at them in terms of they're a series of ponds that are connected with a thin ribbon of water, as opposed to fish the whole thing, you know?
Yep. So yeah, we'll have some ripples through here for the next couple miles, and then we'll have flat, deeper pockets, and then the last 2 miles will be much deeper water.
Okay. Oh, that's a sweeper. So I'm throwing the 3/8 ounce jackhammer with the palmetto bugs, and it's not a lot of weight, and there's a lot of surface area on the trailer. A whole lot of stuff going on that basically gives it a lot of lift. And for that reason, when I cast it in there, I let it fall for a second, let it get down in the water column a little bit, and then I start moving it. So so let it drop a little bit and then go. Because if you immediately start retrieving it, it'll actually ski. It'll stay up on the surface. Yeah, cypress trees near whitewater will always sort of confuse me. But you know, they survive. They handle that much current year after year, just like a sycamore does, I guess. So Alex, how you liking that Crescent Kayak Smallie so far?
It's the most nimble, well, one of the most nimble river style fishing kayaks I've been in. I mean, one sweep stroke and you do a 180, so
Nice.
the maneuverability is incredible on it. And it paddles upstream like a dream, so if you put it in a bridge and go up and back, it's one of the easiest paddling boats I've been in to date, up current.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
really nice compact boat.
it's a good hull for attainment. That's cool.
Yep, absolutely.
So it's been slow. Alex says he's got three smaller ones, and I just got the one on the Senko, and really only had one fish go after moving bait, which was the black jackhammer, and he kind of grabbed the tail a little bit. I figure that's a small fish. Getting curious. I think it's an old dam of sorts. Yeah. Oh, a lot of sweepers. And this sandbar drop off, it goes into like 5 inches to, wow, more than 5 feet.
Got one?
Yeah, I got a little largie.
Nice.
It's just big enough to rip that Senko to shreds and chuck it. A little bit of current in the middle of this pool from an island, splitting it in half, and I got this jackhammer largie. Yeah, there's something. Keep throwing the jackhammer. So the nature of the river has sort of changed from flowing water through lots of, little channels to this big, deep, wide. How deep you think it is?
I know he's told me it's like 25, 30 hitting the main channel out here.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it kind of speaks to the whole concept of smaller flows, smaller rivers can be a series of ponds that have their populations of big fish, but they're connected by a thin ribbon of, of water that sometimes you have to really drag through. We're not dragging today, but this is interesting. It just turned into pond fishing with a little bit of current. So I've been picking apart all these pads in this pond area with the punch rig. It's a 3/8 ounce skirted punch weight with the palmetto bugs. Nothing. Not a thing. I tell you, I'm tempted to switch one of these rods over to a 4-inch Shanta jerk shad to get something going, but after seeing what's in here, I just don't think that's the play. I mean, yes, a 4-inch Shanta jerk shad is going to help me put more fish in the boat, right? Is that going to help me land some of what we saw yesterday and didn't land? Like Dustin's 6+. And I didn't really talk about it or even film it because it was a fish that was on and off. But it was a jackhammer fish, like right before the takeout. There was a 5 that ran at me. So I know what's possible here. I gotta keep throwing the, palmetto bugs. I haven't thrown a lot of the billy goat. Thrown some of it. It's got no attention. Just a different day. I think a lot of the water is flushed through here from the rains that they've had. And, maybe it was a blessing that we had more flow yesterday, because it got fish to be a little bit more active than they are today, because they are not active today. I have a very big fish on in these pads.
And I also have my anchor out. I don't know what this is. If this is a largemouth, this is huge. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. Okay. So I was dealing with some stuff with the wind. And I was trying to put the anchor down, and then I got the jackhammer just stopped. So it was essentially being a jig, and I got this huge thing. Goodness gracious. Okay, how big is this? Texas River largemouth. I mean, it's as big a bass as I've caught in a while. I think this is my biggest bass ever. It's 24.5 inches and hit that jackhammer with the just sitting still. Yes, this is my longest ever. I gotta hold on to you. It's over 8 pounds. It's an 8. I got an 8 pound. I'm gonna get a better weight, but he was up in those pads in the shade, and I stopped the jackhammer and was like messing with. I was actually putting my anchor down to like slow it down and fish it, but this 8 pound, I'm gonna get a better measurement, but 24.5 inches, 8 pounds. Ooh. Golly!
That's a big girl.
Yes! Alright, yep. Alright, we got a weight on it. 8 pound, 2 ounces. Even. So that's a personal best. My previous was 8 pound, 1 ounce, so it just barely got there. Oh my gosh. All right, new personal best, 8 pound, 2 ounce, 24 inches. Thank you, Texas. Thank you, Alex, for bringing me to this section of river, man. It's fantastic. Done a little bit of reviving and she's ready. She is going. Yes, yes, that was fun.
So San Marcos River being spring fed, we have water all year round. We've never dried up in history. So when other rivers in central Texas are in a drought, we constantly have flow. So we can have 8, 9, 10 pound bass that grow in here. Yeah, you gotta work to find them.
How many 10s have you heard of?
Documentation, 2 in the last year are on video that I've seen myself.
Nice.
That's from people that I know, getting to see the video content from that perspective. So that's documented too.
People that weigh them accurately.
Yes, weigh them. They're in the kayak fishing industry community in our area as well, and so they'll pass it on to us. Obviously, they don't want people to come and snipe them, so they're not going to tell you where it is, but I can tell where part of the river is, and they'll tell me as long as I don't give out that information.
Sure.
But yeah, we do have double digits, but on a river, it's much more rare than it is on a lake.
Right.
So anytime you can get, you know, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s, that's as good as you could ever ask for in a river structure.
Man, I'm thrilled. So.
I'm thrilled for you, man. I mean, that's insane. I'm awesome for you to get that.
Yep. So, and just pattern-wise, I mean, it was in that shade up there underneath the, pretty big patch of shade there, and there was pads. And I didn't really even check how deep it was, but I'm imagining it was probably 4 feet deep.
Yeah, right here we're working about 4 feet on the edges, and then anywhere to about 12 feet in this area here.
There was a lot of depth up at the top.
Yep, and some of the areas we're going to get to as we get further down can get 20-25 feet in the center channel.
Wow.
So that portion will help if you have a fish finder. Otherwise, yeah, right now we're doing 4 to about 12, 15 in this realm right now.
Right. All right. Well, I'm gonna keep fishing the jackhammer and let it give it some bottom contact.
Let's see if it works again.
So I'm gonna try and replicate that. I will tell you that I've done this before with the palmetto bugs, the black jackhammer, and intentionally kill it, let it sit, and then just pretend it's a jig. I actually caught, I got one that was 7. I think it was Sandy Reservoir in Virginia doing the same thing, but that was deep. It was post-spawn, and it was a, it was a similar day in that, like, we're not catching much else, but that one presentation on a tough day of just announcing it, and then just saying, here it is. When you're ready, you may eat this. How replicable is it? I don't know. I got a big patch of shade here that I've made 3 casts on. I don't see the pad, so I'm gonna keep moving. What garbage did you just pick up?
Like a piece of a folding picnic table.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Mini table.
Interesting. That's a full size bucket of yuck. Man, whatever's in it is awful. Smells like manure. It might actually be manure. I don't know why there's manure in a bucket, but it smells just like horse manure. Ooh. And then I remove this garbage from the river. So I flip it. I think it's actually, I think it was feed that was packed in there. Ooh. It's just fermented and rotten, which is why the fermentation of feed, that's why it smells like horse manure, because feed ferments in the belly of the horse. I'll get this shallow enough. I got a lot out of there, but like, it's still like super heavy. So at this point, I'm just digging into it with the Scallywag tactical dive tool, and it's a horrible smell. Old, rotten
packed in feed. I bet you it's down to about, I don't know, 60 pounds. I'll dig more out later, but you can ride up there for now. If you don't know a draw stroke, when you come out here, even just a hanging draw, the hanging draw looks, speed up, it looks like you just plant the flag out there, and just hold it, that's a hanging draw, and you can feather it out to like pull yourself out further. Arrows I've seen. Alex is over there dragging over land. That's got tight. Duck and turtle, best friends. Do you see that?
Oh yeah, the turtle and duck.
Turtle and the duck. Yep. We got other people coming down. Nice. So these little spurs of calm water, right where Alex is, that are off the main chute, like the main current's there. I think at higher flow, maybe it comes through there somewhere, but these little backed up areas of super calm water are, I tell you, when I first figured out that that was a good place to target was early season on a river north of here in Oklahoma, the Illinois River. But the current seemed from it, the backwater for sure for the largemouth, and I think it's probably a spawning hub for these fish because it is current protected if it's got a hard bottom. We're way past that, but such a common feature on these middle of the United States rivers. I call it a spur. Main river, spur, which is really a wash through in higher flow. Look at this little turtle.
Oh, I see him. A little musk turtle, huh?
Is that what he is?
I think so. Oh wait, no. That's a little baby soft shell.
Their shell is soft?
Yeah, that's a baby soft shell.
Where'd he go? Yeah, that's a
He's
baby
here.
soft shell.
Yeah, dude. It's a baby soft shell over here, Alex. Like this big.
Alex was saying the rest of this is all flat water, and with the wind kind of pushing upstream, we're gonna have to work for each little bit that we get. I think I'm gonna be using the front anchor quite a bit. That's noisy. Looks like Alex has a good one here. What you got, man? Ooh,
18 3/4
nice. What'd you get him on?
spinnerbait.
All right.
Half ounce. Because we're in deep water.
Right.
With the wind, I'm just power fishing all the way in. So beautiful, healthy fish.
Very cool.
Just like that.
Was he in shade at all?
Yeah, I'm fishing this right-hand bank.
There he goes.
And just it's about anywhere from 4 to 10 feet of shade, and I'm just working that and ripping it on out, and they're just gonna hopefully come at it just like this one did, and as it's protruding out, gonna attack it.
Nice catch.
So that's the idea for our stretch home. Because it's so windy, I'm just trying to get a bait down in the water and have it heavier, sink lower.
Nice. Looks like Alex got another one. Spinnerbait again, or
Spinnerbait,
nice.
14 inches, another one to the total.
Right on. There's just pads everywhere on this river. That whole stretch had them on both sides. Some with shade and some not. So it's been like 3.5 hours since I've caught that big fish, or caught anything. And it's interesting to me. I've been in other small rivers like this where you don't catch many. There just doesn't seem like there's a lot of fish. But when the biomass is tilted in the direction of being able to produce big fish, there's sometimes not a lot of fish, and very few, river fisheries can be both. And this is I'm just glad I got on that big. Like, we saw him yesterday. Dustin's frogfish was a big fish, and then just not many chances at him today. And I still think I just lucked out putting that thing and happened to stop it in front of him, and he ate it. I didn't set the hook. Like, it was pulling drag before I even brought my hand back to the reel. It was the other one, the bait caster. Caught it on the Judge bait caster. That fish hooked itself. How lucky am I? Oh, get out of there. Look at all those mayflies coming off those branches. So I think at the end, or nearing the end of a pool, and there's this huge pad field. I've already spooked a fish right there. Face this stuff. Yeah, I spooked one under these pads here. So I'm going to work the billy goat, hoping there's some fish hanging out just underneath clusters of pads. This is very similar to where Dustin lost his frogfish yesterday. I'm probably gonna have to dive further in there. Let's take a look at what's down there. All right, that's a long pool, and we're ending in pads. I think that kind of narrows down and gets shallow, and this, I think, in higher water will push up through there. But man, look at all those pads. I got probably a turtle there. Maybe a bass. I don't know. Let's throw the billy goat in there. There's pretty good depth in these pads. Take a look. Oh, man. That's the full length of the paddle, and then some. That's amazing. Those are long stems. Oh, that was quick. Like, I saw pad movement, flipped the punch rig in there, and like skied him to the surface. Taking a break to get something to eat, but caught 4 fish today. It's a little bit after 4 p.m. and not a very high catch rate. I fish a lot of rivers, and this is an outlier in how few fish I'm catching. And Alex, I bet Alex is probably up near a dozen, but this is his river, and it's a tough nut to crack, I'm sure, on certain days. But what a fun puzzle knowing that there are big fish like that. And I'm grateful that I got the big. And there's some big bluegill in here. I've looked at those and thought maybe I'll drop a trout magnet on them. Couldn't help myself. There are much bigger ones in here than that, but I just like catching them on a trout magnet. Alright, I need to just paddle for a while to catch up with those guys. They might actually be at the takeout. Not really sure, but so having significant rocker on this shorter inflatable kayak design really does mean that as soon as you let off the gas, it's going to pick one side or the other eventually. It's going to stop going straight, and then around it goes. It puts the rear of the boat in the direction that you were moving. It's because your weight balance is aft of center. It's you and your gear. And one of the things that helps alleviate that with the innovative Sportsman Osprey, it tracks a little bit better. It fights you on that spin around. Is the end of the boat looks like this. You have the two sponsons, you have the two little tips, and that does give you some level of tracking. It also sort of protects the motor when you start dragging over stuff on dry ground, and I don't know, there were some other reasons for doing that design, but tracking was part of it. So, and I'm missing that today a little bit. I miss the boat that doesn't do this right here. Wrong way. Oh well, I'll just throw over there instead. Of course, none of that matters when you got a motor on the back. I don't say none of it, but it matters much, much less. Might be nearing the end. I see a bridge. Big out. The guys who are already out, looks like they've loaded up. So it's been a fun day out here. We'll do a recap here in a little bit. All right, how long was that float?
5 miles.
5 miler?
Yep, covered 5 miles by river.
And we paddled a good bit of the last
mile and a half. Yeah, we got 17-mile-an-hour wind, so gotta have to put your head down at least the last mile and just crank it on in.
Right. So what time of a year is this fishery at its best for catching real big ones?
For me, it's always been the winter time. Oddly enough, December and January are my biggest fish on the river.
I don't think that's odd at all.
No,
Okay.
that's normal, weren't you saying? I mean,
For
bigger
me, that's
for size. For size.
For size
not
wise,
numbers.
not numbers size, yeah.
Nice. Well, I appreciate you guys taking me out,
No.
and
Yeah, thanks for hanging
We're
out.
thankful
man.
for you coming and hanging out with us.
I think I ended the day with 4 bass,
Okay.
and of the 3 that weren't the giant, I think the biggest might have been 11 inches.
Yeah, yeah.
That's kind of normal.
A lot of 10, 12s, you know, like
Yeah.
14,
12 to
18.
14s.
3 to 4
typically.
pounders are kind of usually the bigger ones, but if you can get the 6, well, you got the 8.
There
so
are big ones in here.
they're in here, but it's you got to really search for them.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for watching.